Well, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, we're kind of left wondering, right? If you've met somebody with a bit of a different job, to say the least, it might make you wonder what drives somebody to create a business in such an unexpected industry. And for Jeff Simmons, it was a personal mission to provide for his son's future. And so today we are learning how Jeff turned an unconventional idea into a website that helps people everywhere buy and sell cemetery plots, and it's called cemeteryplotlistings.com. Jeff, a lot of people might own or even inherit, I think, a family plot that they might not know about, right? What kind of need, though, did you first see in the plot business as it was?
Thank you for having me, Peyton. So originally I was looking to start a business that I can grow a little bit and pass on to my son. As you mentioned, my son is an individual with autism. And even though he's got his future plans all set up, we wanted to make sure that there was a backup plan just in case things didn't work out. So I started doing some research and I came across an article where people had cemetery plots that they were no longer planning on using and were trying to sell. And I thought to myself, oh, this is a really interesting kind of topic. And I dove a little bit deeper, and it turns out that there are a lot of people across the country that are in the same boat. They don't have the means to sell the plot, and they were just stuck with it. And I figured a website would be a great way for them to be able to list the plot. And, for people who were looking to buy a plot, it's a great outlet for them as well.
Yeah, again, it's such an interesting concept, and we are grateful that you thought of it because, again, while it's niche, it's certainly something that impacts a lot of people. I'm curious, though, with it kind of being the taboo topic of sorts that it is, what were the initial reactions when you told people kind of about the business you were starting up?
Yeah, I always get a funny look when I tell people what kind of a website I started building. People are expecting something a little different. But you know what? Then they take a pause and they think about it and they realize, you know what? There really is a need for this. It's just something that people don't usually think about. Nobody wants to think about the afterlife, right? But it's going to happen to all of us, unfortunately. And, we just thought that this would be a great way to try to give people an outlet to sell the plots that they weren't going to use. A lot of times people will either inherit plots, or sometimes people will move to a state after they get married and they buy some plots thinking they're going to live there forever, and then they retire and move out of that state and they're stuck with plots that they're just never going to use.
Yeah, again, a really interesting concept, as you mentioned, that so many people do find themselves in for whatever reason. And so with that, too, again, we're seeing kind of some of the site right here. Recap for me briefly how it works. Cemeteryplotlistings.com. What do we need to know?
So it's real easy, actually. We've reached out to Swan Technologies to build a user-friendly website. And all you need to do is when you go to list my plot, you'll see there on the screen, it's $49. $49 covers everything that you need. It's for the full year. We don't take commissions once the plots are sold. So for $49, you get to list the plot. And what we'll do is we'll do the marketing side of things. We'll try to generate some interest in your plot and try to find a buyer.
I love it. And again, it works so seamlessly, and certainly we'll have more details on our website. But Jeff, just as we wrap up here, again, I love that you mentioned, of course, a bigger goal in this being to help provide for your son, for what life might look like for him. And so I'm curious with that, too, for other people out there who have perhaps a unique idea, to say the least. Any comment you can make about, again, just your entrepreneurial journey, just the concept of even generational wealth and how we can provide for our families in the future?
I think what it boils down to is having a real kind of a need. And, in my case, it was my son. And when when you have something so passionate that you love, and of course I love my son to death, that's really a good driving force to try to get something done to make sure that he's well prepared for the future.
Absolutely. So again, when you love somebody, you'll find a way to make things happen. And so, Jeff, we're so grateful that you have. Tell us one more time, if you will, again, the website, sign up process, what it looks like. We'll flash the details up here one more time, but just kind of a recap of everything people need to know.
Yeah, all they need to do is go to cemeteryplotlistings.com. They can click on Sell My Plot, and it'll walk you through all the steps. We're here in case you have any questions. There's the way to contact us. And, we look forward to helping everybody across the country. We've got plot listings in almost about 35 states now, so it's really growing.
Wow. And again, congratulations to you for it, Jeff. Jeff, thank you again so much. Excited to see this idea continue to take off, and certainly wishing you all the best in your future endeavors. Thanks.
Thank you, Peyton. I appreciate your time. Thank you. You have a great day.
Thanks. Likewise.